I'll get you to do an opener tomorrow out front when we got daylight up here.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, cool.
Okay. Well, I'm Holly with Asheville to Nashville, and this is Justin Townes Earle. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, good to be here.
I'm really excited. This is your second time in Bristol in the past few months, right?
Yes, it is.
How do you like performing in Bristol?
I like it. You know, it's got a lot of history. I mean, standing on the streets here has about the same vibe as standing on the stage at the Ryman. You know, it's got a lot of the history the history of music that I love and that I seek in.
Yeah. Now, what brings you back today?
Well, I'm actually I'm making up.
Really?
Yeah, making up for a gig I had to cancel at Rhythm and Roots.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for making it up for us. Yeah. Now, you've recently recorded a song, Down in the Valley, for the Cole Country Music. Could you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, I was approached by some folks who were making a documentary on mountaintop removal mining, and I've played a lot, you know, playing the music that I do and working the circuit of clubs that I did in my earlier days of playing. It was something that I witnessed a lot. You know, you saw the communities tore down. I play in Whitesburg, Kentucky a lot, which has been absolutely devastated by mountaintop removal mining, and is now moving into natural gas and other such ways to destroy the land, and I have, you know, I also have family ties to Eastern Kentucky through my mom's people, and I thought that it was it was something that I felt like I could get behind, because I don't like to align myself with political causes whatsoever, but that's a people cause.
Yeah. And let's see. Now, what your song Down in the Valley, could you kind of describe how you went about writing that song?
Well, I didn't actually write it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually a really old song.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, because I was thinking you wrote the song, so.
No, it's an old spiritual song that really, you know, there's probably 20 different people that can tell you 20 different people that wrote it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a billion different versions of it. It's also been there's also a version that's very similar called Birmingham Jail. Uh-huh. And so I took we took Down in the Valley and Birmingham Jail and kind of took a mix of the way that Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee would play it, and the Delmores would play it, and just kind of.
What made you pick that song?
I was actually asked to do that track. Yeah, I was asked to do that, and then I recorded one of my songs, or let them use one of my songs for it also.
What song did they use of yours?
Lone Pine Hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And now you're on Bloodshot Records. Is that correct? Yeah. And okay, you're currently giving away free vinyl for The Good Life. Is that correct?
Am I?
I think so. To anyone who purchases the CD, you get a vinyl.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Yeah, it is a great deal. Now, do you feel that vinyl is kind of like going to help record labels again? Because it's like tangible piece of artwork that the customer has, as opposed to CDs and everything else.
I think now that it's one of the things that sells the best at live shows, because 90% of people who collect music these days don't buy hard copies of records.
Yeah.
They have MP3s.
Yeah.
But the vinyl is actually something that's cool that they'll also have.
Yeah.
You know, if they have a player, and more people have players these days.
Yeah.
And so I think it is going to be the only, other than downloads, the only like hard format of records we sell.
I mean, do you think that's going to help like the independent artists more and more having a vinyl?
Well, vinyl's expensive, so I don't know how it'll help independents, but because I mean, it definitely doesn't sell a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we still outsell ourselves in CDs than we do in vinyl, but it's starting to, you know, it's growing. You know, it's kind of an ever-growing thing.
And one last question: what do you think about the music scene from Nashville to Asheville, like this music corridor on I-40?
Well, it's you know, it's one of those areas that's there's a lot of history that travels that highway. You know, you have a whole lot of you know, the Carters came down through there. Charlie Poole came down through there at some point, and you know, people like Bill Monroe going back and forth, Uncle Dave Macon going back and forth, and stuff like that. And now it's evolved to, you know, you have people like well, you know, like to get into like the Avat brothers to band of horses that are going on now in that general vicinity, it's a really it's a pretty amazing. Whole area of the country is pretty amazing because it's the Southeast in general is responsible for pretty much all popular music. Yeah. Hillbilly music. Old hillbilly and old time bluegrass, country music, blues in the Delta, jazz in New Orleans, and then it all slides to Memphis and turns into rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that's all along. Most of that's got to get on I-40 now.
Yes. So, now where do you get your main musical influences from?
I don't know really. Kind of all over the place. I've never pigeonholed it to one kind of music because I think that's how we get boring.
Yeah. Really
fast. So I go off everything from Charlie Poole to Madonna.
Yeah. Nice. Is there anybody currently that you're listening to that you could kind of talk about?
Well, I love a new guy that's coming up. He's a really great songwriter named Joe Pug, out of Chicago.
Oh, really?
And he was a student at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and as a playwright, and decided that he wanted to be a songwriter one day. And
wow.
Now at I think he's about 23 years old, he writes songs that piss me off.
Oh, wow. Way to go.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
They're really good.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much
for
talking to us.
Well, you go with that. Does that inspire you to be
Oh.
If you
Okay.
don't want that, I can cut into something.
Oh.
Does that
Okay.
inspire you to be a better artist?
Damn technology. Oh. Well, does anything currently inspire you besides like musical influences, like cultural influences?
Well, I live in New York, and it all kind of I think that's why I'm there, is to get an adult dose.
Yeah.
You can kind of have a whole lifetime worth of experiences in a around the block walk in New York City, and I think that's kind of New York City is inspiring me, and then it's just we have the ever running road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question, with the economy being as bad as it is, and the economy around this area has always been, lesser than other areas. Do you see that more people are into this kind of music, the country music, everyman's music, blue collar music, because of this? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
It seems to have an effect. I mean, during the Reagan administration, people like Dwight Yoakam and my dad got chances to make records, and there seems to be a good turn, like right after Republican regimes, into and then of course we have the aftermath.
Yeah.
and it'll spring it about for sure.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate this opportunity to interview you. I'm a big fan, so I'm kind of nervous